Starting Marshall gets them in line. He walks away. Up down the tapes they fly. Gary Havelock keeps it down on the inside, but beating him to the drop is Ronnie Corrie. Andy Smith is round on the outside. It's Belle Vue 1 and 2. This is a surprise for the fans, but a tremendous game by Ronnie Corrie. And look at the grip for the speed. It's picked up by Andy Smith, and now they can team ride, and the Aces are going to trump the Pirates in this one, PC.
Yeah, fantastic team riding there from the Belle Vue boys. Ronnie Corrie's led the race from the start, rode slowly round the inside, which allowed Andy Smith to come around him, and Andy's now with him, and they're both on the 5-1 here for Belle Vue.
This is a tremendous surprise because the Poole 1 and 2 are not expected to be beaten with a lap and a half. Andy Smith has picked it up in front here. On the inside, Ronnie Corrie. Gary Havelock in third place is battling to come through. But as they go in the final lap, the Aces have got this well done, truly sewn up for a 5-1 to start the meeting. And from now on, it's going to be a battle royal for the Pirates to get back in this. But the checkered flag beckons now. The checkered flag taken by Andy Smith in yellow and black from his own teammate Ronnie Corrie in white. Gary Havelock in red back there in third. Real disappointment for Lee Richardson, but what a ride by Andy Smith, dislocated shoulder and all. His teammate and partner Ronnie Corrie, we heard talking to Susie Perry early on, optimistic as how they would go. They could hold.
Ronnie did a perfect job there. He made a good start and waited for me coming around the outside.
Yeah, you sort of popped off of gate 4 and then went forward, but you were just behind Ronnie coming off the first turn, weren't you?
Yeah, Ronnie shut off a bit and let me go into the front.
Sure. Was the track quite consistent? Because they put a lot
very
of
consistent.
Yeah, nice grip all over.
Yeah, it's the best it's been all year.
All right.
We've been talking at the top of the programme about how both you sides are up for this. You're both in the Elite League, but you're second place. How much is the team ready for this? You knew this was going to be a big test here at Poole.
Yeah, we need to win this. Like, I would love to win the league. I haven't had a league medal since '82 in England.
Right, and you've been riding so well for Belle Vue, and the whole team's coming up the whole season. It must be, everybody must be feeling sort of like it's their year.
Yeah, like we just need a few little disappointments we've had, and with Kai being away, when he won the Finnish Championship, we could have maybe won at Coventry.
Well done again. We'll let you get back to the pits and get you set up again. Ready to go.
Kevin Doolan for Belle Vue on the inside. Magnus Zetterstrom goes from gate 2 for Poole, the Swede. Gate 3, the second Australian for Belle Vue is Jason Hawkes. And on the outside, Tommy Palmer making his debut, the 28-year-old grass track rider who rides the spot. Starting Marshall walks away. Jump start. Magnus Zetterstrom picks it up. Just what he wants. His teammate Tommy Palmer at the back. Palmer going through. The gate is closed on him, and now in second place in white is Kevin Doolan. Jason Hawkes is going to run out of track at the back, and Tommy Palmer comes through to the cheers of the Poole fans. There's two races going on here, but the one at the back is pretty interesting, PC.
Yeah, Tommy Palmer had a good ride there to get up into third place there ahead of Jason Hawkes, but Kevin Doolan's having a great ride in second place. There in front, Magnus Zetterstrom's having a great ride as well.
Magnus Zetterstrom out front for Poole in red. In second place in white, it's Kevin Doolan, the 18-year-old Aussie from Mildura for Belle Vue. In third place now is Tommy Smith. They're not coming down there and desperately missing the wheel. Oh, what a parlour, what a disappointment for Doolan. And now, amazingly, Poole are in positions 1 and 2 and set for a 5-1 to level the match. Because here to take the checkered flag, that is Magnus Zetterstrom. His teammate and partner, Tommy Palmer, gets the real cheers. The 28-year-old has earned a paid 3, finishing immediately behind his teammate. But Magnus Zetterstrom there in taking first place has ensured a 5-1 for Poole in the reserves heat. They've now levelled it up at 6 points apiece. A tremendous race full of incident. Magnus Zetterstrom perhaps in a clock inside. Jimmy Nilsson, the Swedish Grand Prix rider from Belle Vue, goes from gate 2. Scott Nichols of Poole, the youngster, goes from gate 3. And Kai Laukkanen, the impressive Finn, goes to the outside for Belle. More on him later. Hard police officer from Somerset. Away they go, and a great start from Jimmy Nilsson. Jimmy Nilsson in front there in the white helmet colours. Coming round the outside in red is Scott Nichols to pick up the challenge on the Grand Prix rider. Jimmy Nilsson blocking him out. Coming through in blue is Matty Furrion. But now forcing his way on the inside is Kai Laukkanen, and this is a heat advantage to Belle Vue as things stand at the moment, but Jimmy Nilsson is opening up that gap out front.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Nilsson really is under pressure from Scott Nichols, but that third point there, Kai Laukkanen just picked up, that is very crucial. Scott Nichols' bike's thrown a bit of smoke out there, but he's all over the back wheel of Jimmy Nilsson right now.
Jimmy Nilsson is pushing his butt on the track, but that man at the back in blue, Matty Furrion, is struggling way fans are erupting in the stand at some sensational speed. Because there he comes. Oh, and we leave that one to the referee. I think Scott Nichols just got it in red ahead of Jimmy Nielsen, but we'll have to look at the replay of that, because really it could belong to anybody. A great finish from Kai Laukkanen, but certainly the effort of Scott Nichols in the red helmet colours there probably got it just about for him. We'll have to look at this on the line, and we're going to have a look at it, I'm sure, because, well, it could be anybody's race. Here they come in the white helmet colours, Jimmy Nielsen. On the inside, Scott Nichols in red, and as they approach the tapes, Nichols' front wheel lift PC, could that just have lost it for him? Look at that on the line. I think, well, that's a dead heat if ever I saw one.
Well, I've already filled my programme in, but I've put Scott Nichols the winner, but it looked there as though Jimmy Nielsen may have been the winner. It was very, very close, very.
Well, that's the nearest we've seen to a dead heat this season. Our referee, Barry Richardson, is having a look, I can tell you, at our own rerun of this, because it is so close. And if you look at it now, Scott Nichols, had he not lifted, would certainly have got it. Jimmy Nielsen kept it down. Nichols lost a bit of ground, and possibly there, Jimmy Nielsen got it by the width of a tyre. I wonder what our referee thinks. This is brilliant speedway. The crowd is on edge here, and we await our referee's decision on that, because it is the closest heat we've seen this season, and Jimmy Nielsen's in the studio with Jonathan Green.
Yeah, Jimmy's looking as puzzled as we are, but Jimmy, you call it, you saw it just then.
Yeah, it's very, very close. I don't know, it looked like a dead heat to me, but don't know, it's close.
Now, you're wincing a little bit. Obviously, you just took your glove off. How did the thumb go on in that first heat?
Not too bad. I was trying to ride the track as hard as I could, come in the corner, set myself up and make it easy. You know, when it's shutting off, it sort of goes away from me and I can't hold the bike back. So I was trying that one, but changing gears and trying to go faster next time.
Sure, you popped out the start nicely. And
I made a good start, yeah. The track was nice, you know, it's very even start, looked very good. So
yeah,
I enjoyed that when it's even all the way around.
Yeah. Was it grippy, or was it riding fairly consistently?
Well, I expected it to be a lot grippier, so I was coming in the corners and I was actually spinning up, you know.
Right. Yeah, you seemed to be just gaining a little bit coming off the corner.
That's it. I was spinning. I was scared to go too wide because I didn't feel I have enough speed. So because of the thumb, I got a bigger sprocket trying to make it easy for myself, and I don't think I had enough speed all the way around.
Jimmy, let's take a look at that finish again, because it was exceedingly close, and perhaps you can see where the wheel comes up, and we're still waiting for the result, in fact.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
let's see if we can get it any closer this time.
Scott does a bit of a wheelie now. That may have just cost him just by turning the wheel to the right. Ooh! That is
I
very...
reckon, my God, it's just in front of his, actually, towards the on the tape, I would say, but...
Spoken like a true rider.
Just on the nod.
But I think I actually agree with you. I think if I was going to make that decision, I'd give it you at this point. But we're still waiting. So
he's standing here, John.
What about your feelings looking ahead to this weekend? How are you going to go?
I'm going to do my best. You know, I got a bit of a struggle, but it's a big weekend for us. You know, I got to have a very good placing to stay in touch with the boys in front of me now.
Well, as you can see, Barry Richardson still having a long, hard scratch of the head over this one.
I think he's going to call it a dead heat, to me, my honest opinion, I would imagine. But it looked like I was just in front of him on the mudguard side.
Yeah, that's possibly right. But you don't think that the hand's going to cause you too much trouble as the evening goes on?
Yeah, it's hard because I've got to bend it back. It's normally I keep in a straight position. Now I have to bend it to hold my handlebars, and it's hurting more now because I've got to bend it back to try to hold the bike.
Right.
But the track, I expect it to be a lot grippier, and I thought it's going to be a struggle tonight, but it's slicker and... Just make some starts and...
you make starts like that, then that'll certainly help.
Good starts and good finishes. Let's take a look at that finish one more time. You got the start you needed, but he came a little bit close to you at the end there. Let's just freeze it right there.
Yes.
What do you reckon?
My God, it's done it if you look from the tape, and his mug is just behind me, but I think it's actually I'm slightly in front of him. I think he lifted the last few yards as well, and that probably slowed him down.
That may have just cost him, wasn't it? Just coming out of the last corner, he just lifted slightly, but...
And the referee still having a big thing.
You get a good go in the meeting, you get going, everybody pumped up, and we know we can win the league, and it's a big one for us. And you know, it's a good team. We've got some good riders with Kai Laukkanen in the team, and it's loads of good riders. We've got Kevin Doolin now in the team, you know, he's coming on, so it's a team for the future as well.
Yeah, that's great. You know, like obviously the result at Coventry was a good one, drawing there. That set you up. Obviously, you might well be able to get the bonus point when they come up to your place. Yeah,
I mean, they always ride good, Belle Vue, but having a draw there was quite nice. You know, it felt like a defeat in the end because we were sort of in front all the time, but I let the boys stand a little bit.
Well, still the indecision continues, and here's another look at it. That wheel comes up, and I don't know whether that decision
I actually gave it to Jimmy straight away, but
It's not often riders pass me on the inside, I must say.
Yeah.
I'm on the way by myself, so I'm quite surprised.
he got right up the inside of you around the last corner, almost like you're going to touch each other.
Because I thought I had to go for the dirt. I moved out a little bit outside that hard bit, but I kept spinning up, and I thought that would save me, but obviously not no small enough sprocket to pull me off it. And I must say, it's not often people pass me on the inside.
Right.
Well, I've got a feeling we're hearing the result coming through. And Jimmy, I don't think you'll like it. I think they've given it to him.
Oh, God. That's life. Cost me some money.
So that'll be, that'll make it a 3-all from the heat, or?
So we're still not entirely sure, but we'll take a short break as we get Jimmy Nielsen having to settle for 2 points, and a very disappointed Jimmy Nielsen, I suppose, and the rest of the Belle Vue aces. That could be so decisive at the end of the day, Kelvin.
Here's Kevin Doolan, disappointing for Belle Vue, last time out. As far as my reckoning is concerned, I think you'll find that's Jason Hawkes going from that position there. Jason Hawkes is the man in gate 2 and not Jason. Rider in yellow and black goes from gate 2. Tommy Palmer from the inside. In red, gate 3 there is Mark Ram on the outside. In white, that's Jason Lyons. Away they go. Picked up on the inside by Tommy Palmer, but going round the outside in white there. Brilliant ride by Jason Lyons to pick it up with Mark Ram shadowing him. The two less experienced riders at the back. Jason Hawkes in 3rd place. In blue at the back is Tommy Palmer. But what a ride by Jason Lyons in front.
Jason's riding brilliantly. What a start there to beat Mark Loram into the first turn like that. But Mark now's having a big go round the outside. Jason Lyons looks as though he's shed a chain there. That's a common thing we're getting these days. Could be a chain that's gone and he's out.
Well, real disappointment for Jason Lyons, turning the heat on its head because the Aussie for Belle Vue was going so well. And now it's picked up by Mark Loram in 1st place with time to look back in the red helmet colours as he goes into his final lap ahead of Jason Hawkes in 2nd place. At the back is Tommy Palmer in blue. This is going to be a split of the points just in favour of Poole Pirates as Mark Loram in red takes the checkered flag. Yellow in 2nd place is Jason Hawkes. 3rd in blue is Tommy Palmer. That's a 4-2 to Belle Vue, to the home side Poole. They now lead by 13 points to 11. And Mark Loram, a shade fortunate to take the checkered flag, and the 3 points there because of the retirement of Jason Lyons.
I mean, I don't like to win races like that, you know. Jason just about got there on the start. Bike feels a bit flat, we're sort of urging it on a bit, but that's the way it goes, you know. It could easily work out later on the other way around, so you can but take the opportunity when it arises.
Sure, you got to, you know, you can't stop and say sorry, but you say the bike was a bit flat, you know, is that the bike's just been serviced, or it's done a lot of races, or what?
Well, I don't know, it's done a few races, but I've not ridden it for a couple of weeks, you know. Rode something different last week, and you know, when you have 6 engines, you kind of forget what you're riding. You jump on one and think, what am I on here? You know, where am I?
Mark, let's take a quick look at the start of this one, because it was quite crucial. You can see it here, and he came right across you, but you were almost together at one point.
Yeah, I was there. I mean, I dropped the clutch. It was dying a little bit, but I almost got there.
Sure.
You know, and I had to sort of like just take second best for the start, first corner.
I actually rode Jason's bike in a track report up at Belle Vue a few weeks ago, and his bike goes forward like you can't believe. And although he was level, it sort of just kept going. That last yard, it just seemed to have it.
That's what you need, you know, and I think gate 4 was every bit as good, if not better than 3, so that worked out for him.
Sure.
How up are the boys tonight for this one? You've got a great crowd here behind you.
Brilliant, you know, it's been good all year, and the boys don't want to let the crowd down. And, you know, we know we're up against it. Belle Vue, the team to beat at the moment. You know, they're tipped to win the league, and we're going to do our best to keep them at bay.
That's what we like to hear. We'll let you get back.
Positions, you can see nobody yet winning from gate number 1, and that is significant. Gate 3, I wonder if it'll change, Peter Collins, as it goes on, because the wet on the inside hasn't helped.
Yeah, it's difficult there. I mean, gate 3 is he could make a cracker again in this race.
Here's the line on a Scotland. There's Ronnie Corrin. Starling Marshall walks away. The riders are down the plate. Smith again picks it up on the inside. Smith picks it up and holds it down. His teammate Ronnie Corrin is going wide out front, but look at the pursuit now from Scott Nichols, who's really making a race of this. And Scott Nichols goes through from 3rd to 1st to pick it up, and a truly brilliant ride by the 21-year-old from Ipswich.
Yeah, I've noticed Scott there knows that track very, very good. That bottom turn, there's a little bit of grip round the inside, and he uses that to his advantage every time. He used that to go by Jimmy Nielsen, and he's just done it again to go past Ronnie Corrin.
If it stays like this, it'll be another share of the points, because tailed off at the rear, disappointing is Matty Furrier. But out front in the red helmet colours is Scott Nichols. The cheers of the Poole fans echoing round this Wimborne Road Road Stadium as they go into the final lap, because Scott Nicholls came through there past both the Belle Vue riders and showed just what quality and potential the 21-year-old has. And Scott Nicholls is going to take the checkered flag. In second place in white is Ronnie Corrie. Third in yellow is Andy Smith. That's the split of the points, 3 points apiece. It's 16-14 with 5 each dance in this tremendous Elite League meeting. And Scott Nicholls showed the quality that he possesses already, the potential surely that he's showing us for the future.
I made the best of start, and just lucky that I managed to get round the outside Andy on the first turn. I got a good bit of grip on the inside of Jimmy in my first one, so I saw his bit there, and Ronnie just made a little bit of a mistake, just turned a little bit hard, I think. And
we can see it here again from lap 1. You're coming all the way from third here. Sure. You tell us what you see here.
Just, I mean, I'd seen I'd just get round Andy, and obviously I've had to come and drop it on him anyway. And Ronnie's just drifted out a little bit wide there, and he's hopefully he's going to turn a bit hard in a minute, maybe not.
There must be a bit of drive there, because you passed Jimmy there and Ronnie.
I just managed to find a good.
Here's another angle.
Inside.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's the first turn.
You're actually doing us a favour. You're making it more exciting by missing the start.
It's made a bit more hard work for me, though.
That's great.
It'd be nice.
You're a young fella. You're a young fella.
Yeah, still get tired. It's always nice to come from behind. It's easier made from the start, but it's always good to do it that way. So.
What was your thoughts on the first race?
I honestly thought I'd got it, but I haven't seen the replay, so if I didn't get it, then it's hard luck on Jimmy. But ref decisions, you know, same with any sport, football, whatever, they sometimes go for you and sometimes go against you. And luckily tonight they went for me. So
well, if you win another one, come back here, we'll show it to you.
Okay.
Get back to the pits.
Well done.
Fans have paid maximum in the World Team Cup, where Australia at the weekend produced a surprise to beat Poland in Poland. Here's the lineup, heat 6. It's Lee Richardson for Poole on the inside. Jason Lyons for Belle Vue goes from gate 2. Gary Havelock, the Poole captain, from gate 3. Prolific at the moment, that gate. And Kevin Doolan, who had a disappointment last time out, of course, when he tumbled and remounted freeway. Now starting Marshal Mike Berry has to urge Lee Richardson up to tapes. He walks away. They wait for referee Barry Richardson to lift the tapes, and up they go. And away they go. And Lee Richardson makes space, and Gary Havelock comes through the inside. But look at Jason Lyons in white. He's putting the pressure on. Jason Lyons will go wide there. That will allow Gary Havelock to pick it up. We've got a battle here. Way at the back is Kevin Doolan, but these three are battling out front, and now stretching it is Lee Richardson.
Good ride here for the World Under-21 champion Lee Richardson there. Ronnie Corrie's in pursuit. Gary Havelock's using that inside line that we saw Scott Nicholls use. But what a great ride here from Lee Richardson. He's commanding this race, but Havelock's having a big go here at Jason Lyons.
Well, there's some battle here. Jason Lyons in white in second place, but with a lap for the bit to go. Lee Richardson is going wider. He's going to be the first man to win from gate number 1 tonight if he holds it here. But look at the battle there. The Poole fans are cheering because Gary Havelock goes round the outside of Jason Lyons. Lyons picks it up again, and Havelock wins it. That's a brilliant race there, because Gary Havelock coming through in second place there sends the crowd absolutely wild. A truly brilliant ride by Gary Havelock in second place, comes through to help his partner earn a 5-1 and give the home team Poole a lead of 21 points to 15. Lee Richardson won the heat, Gary Havelock the late hero, and what a speedway race we had there. The World Under-21 champion in the blue helmet colour is the heat winner. The hero in red, his teammate and partner Gary Havelock. It turned on its head from the start. It was very different from here on.
Fantastic ride there for Lee Richardson and Gary Havelock. Now Lee did it all from the gate. Here he is on the inside in the blue, makes a perfect start. Jason Lyons doesn't quite get there. Jason's pushed very, very wide on the first turn. That allows Gary Havelock to cut down onto the inside, but Jason Lyons not giving up. He runs down the outside. We can see this first start again. Here, Jason Lyons looks as though he's made it, but he gets pushed very, very wide there, almost towards the pit gate there. Havelock in the red's got a good run around the inside, but Jason Lyons has still got the speed to hold on to that second place. There with Lee Richardson now going away, but when they get to the turn there, Jason Lyons couldn't get the back end to break away, and now Gary Havelock has come around the outside. Javi's riding very, very wide here. He's looking as though he's got no room, but again, he sneaks straight past Jason Lyons there. It's still all on at this moment. This is the last turn. We can see that Havelock's just got the edge as they come onto the finish, start and finish straight. Havelock there takes that second place.
Well, Gary Havelock is the man of the moment for this crowd after that sensational effort there. And Gary Havelock is in the studio with Kelvin and Jonathan.
Yeah, this man leads from the front, no question about it, and they've got the bit between their teeth. That was a great display. Well done.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Tell us about that grip you got out there, because you came around right at the last moment.
Yeah, Jason was sort of riding mid-track for the first couple of laps, so I was trying up the inside, and he made a couple of mistakes, and I nearly got him. But just kept cutting my nose off coming out the corner every time, so last lap I thought the only way I'm going to get him is if I go for the outside.
Yeah, you sort of got your momentum going then.
Yeah, that's right. There's a little bit of dirt out there. It's just so much grip in the base as well that you can still get drive off the inside, which makes it difficult when you go wide because you're actually going further than the guy on the inside. But was there when I needed it.
Sure.
You guys have got the lead, but get the feeling this is going to be close all the way.
Yeah, it's definitely going to go to the wire. I think, you know, they're a good team. They're up near the top of the league, and you know, they've strengthened up. I said before, they've strengthened up from the beginning of the season, and nice thing to know at Poole, we've got the same team that we've had since the start, so if we can beat them, it'll be all the sweeter. I'm
sure the fans are glad to see you on great form.
Yeah, I just need to make a start, make life easier for myself. I've had 2 rides now and I missed the start both times, so I'll have to change something, I think.
All right, well, we'll let you go and do that. Together in this one, we say this every time, but if they let if they let Poole get too far ahead, then it's going to be too big of a job for them.
Clean front wheel, certainly they've all got clean front wheels at the moment. There's Jimmy Nielsen, just glistening in the floodlights here at the Poole Stadium. He looks down on the tapes, away they go. He gets from the tape, sends Mark the Ram wide. The Ram takes the other man, Kai Laukkonen, into the fence and comes back himself with Magnus Zetterstrom in second place. A share of the points an issue here if Jimmy Nielsen can hold it. Nielsen has time to look back at Mark the Ram. Nielsen now has the racing line. Mark the Ram's got the work to do. Back in third place is Magnus Zetterstrom. The Ram is putting the pressure on Nielsen. The Ram's going wide. The Ram will now cut through on the inside and picked it up with a truly brilliant ride by Mark the Ram. The cheers and Jimmy Nielsen almost goes into the fence, and it's Poole 1 and 2. Nielsen will have to come back. Jimmy Nielsen is back in third place, and what a tremendous ride by Mark the Ram as he goes into the final lap. Brilliant speedway.
Oh, marvellous, the speed of Mark the Ram, so brave to come round the outside, chop back up the inside that. Jimmy Nielsen's probably not too happy because Jimmy went from almost winning the race back to third.
Well, the checkered flag for Mark the Ram. Jimmy Nielsen is back in third place. The Swedish sensation must have wondered exactly what happened there, because Mark the Ram really came from nowhere. Mark the Ram picked up brilliant speed, and the cheers echoed round this Wimborne Road Stadium of days gone by. And Zorro Zetterstrom, his teammate and partner, in second place, makes it 5-1. And look, Magnus Zetterstrom, we're going to see his typical celebration. Look at this, because here he goes. This is unique, and the crowd is joining in. Well, certainly from his point of view, his team's point of view, all is going well. And from the start, well, it was...
Yeah, it was kind of, I noticed the corners before, he was going in quite slow and it was messing me up a little bit. And as you see, I come out here and I thought, well, I got alongside him and I thought, well, he's going to go in slow and wide again.
Yeah.
I just dived in the hole there and he straightened up, worried about it, I think. But as you can see, I've turned nice and hard. Look at all the track on the outside of me.
I think he was quite aware of you here now. He has a look at you there. And I think he's quite nervous about it going into the corner.
Obviously knows he's on the wrong end of the situation, really. You can see I've left him plenty of room, but I think he was, like you say, a little worried about it.
I think a fully fit Jimmy Nielsen would he would have sort of fought harder to close you down a bit.
Probably would have been closer to the line in the first place.
Feeling pretty good, you look good out there. How's the track changing in terms of the conditions?
Yeah, it's very damp night, as you can see, it's misty, and the track is actually blagging a bit because, you know, it looks like it's got a bit of grip on it, but there really isn't a lot there. But, I mean, the track's perfect as well. There's no holes or anything. It's nice and fair, nice and close. You can get close to people without worrying about the holes.
Blagging. Blagging.
Yeah, blagging is lying, isn't it? He walked around at the start of the meeting. It looks like
a new one on me.
plenty of grip on the old tracks. Gary Havelock always says it's blagging to us. It's not.
Oh, I see.
It looks like it's grip, but it ain't.
Boy, this Speedway thing's an experience of learning language and all the rest of it.
Well, colours as a tactical substitute, and we'll go from gate number 1. That's Ronnie Corrie The Belle Vue captain, the 32-year-old Californian for Bellflower, will go for the inside. Great, this is important for both teams. Can Belle Vue get back in it? Away they go. On the inside, Ronnie Corrin picks it up, takes Lee Richardson right. Richardson comes back, stretches it down the back straight in front. The Belle Vue riders second and third, but Lee Richardson again has gone for broke out front. And on the end of the first lap, the World Under-21 champion has already opened up a 10-metre gap, and this shows the sort of form that he showed in Boyens for that World Under-21 final, and just what he's capable of.
Yeah, Lee's flying in this race. He told me earlier that the engine that he used to win the Under-21 World Championship was impounded and it was stripped down, so it's taken him a while to get it back up and running, and I think this is the engine he's using again tonight.
Lee Richardson in red out front to share of the points here, because the Belle Vue riders are in second and third place, with Ronnie Corry, the tactical substitute, wearing the yellow helmet colours second, and the man in white in third place is Andy Smith. Tommy Palmer way back, but the checkered flag now will greet Lee Richardson in red. He takes that ahead of in yellow, Ronnie Corry. Third in white is Andy Smith. That's the split of the points at 3 apiece. It's 29-19 in favour of Poole. Belle Vue have an awful lot to do, and that man in the red helmet colours there, Lee Richardson.
I had the World Under-21 Championship, which I won about 3 weeks ago, and I've just got a deal from Jawa for the engines, and it's been going great.
How much has that made a difference, the change of engine?
A lot of difference. I was riding GMs and I had a lot of problems at the start of the year, and I kept breaking down and couldn't find the problems. Jawa gave me 2 engines and it just seemed to click.
Yeah, you've obviously, that's perfect for you. I can't understand you, because Neil Middleditch, I was talking to him earlier on, and he was saying that you always seem to have a bad first ride, and then you've just come out and won the next 2, and you've been flying. You've got to get it sorted out for that first one, haven't you?
I know, I do it everywhere. I don't know why. It's the only place I don't do it. It's Sweden. I've seen it when we first ride there, but I struggle here all the time when we first ride. But it is hard. It's heat 1, and you've got the 2 best riders in the team up inside. But in the first race, I changed bikes to this one, which actually the one I rode in Boyens when I won the world final. So it's working. It
looks really fast, actually, because once you got away there, you actually stretched the other 2 of the boys. You actually pulled away from them.
Yeah, it just seems to be working, this engine, for me. You know, it's got a lot of straight line speed, and it seems to work well in the dirt and on the slick. So just got to keep going now.
That's right. Don't want it to go wrong.
Fans behind me are shouting your name. You've really got a lot of popularity since that win, and I mean, how much an importance to your confidence has that been, and how much have you got from it?
Well, obviously a lot of confidence. You know, it's the biggest meet in my career to win. I haven't won an individual meeting like that, in my life, and I based my whole season individually around that, and it's just, I can't explain the feeling. It's absolutely awesome to know, I'm the best junior in the world, and it's really helped in the league form as well.
You agree that you're another world champ?
It is. It gives you a boost. You sort of feel like you're floating around. You're just on a high. You can't wait to ride for your next ride. Almost certainly, I think you probably feel like there's a certain amount of relief with it as well, because you had that target, you've managed to do it, and now you can be totally relaxed, because with anything else that happens this season is a bonus. And I know exactly how that is. It's a super feeling.
You had great competition, obviously, with Scott Nichols, and you were out there in that Under-21 Championship. But has it settled down in the team now that that whole thing's over effectively, and you can work now together as teammates?
Yeah, it has. Obviously, there was a lot of conflict between myself and Scott because of the Under-21s. We were both the top 2 Under-21s in England, and even racing in the league, we concentrate more beating each other than we were racing as teammates. Yeah. And there's been a few times we made a lot of mistakes, but the atmosphere between us is a lot better now. There's nothing personal, it was just purely racing, and it was rivalry. But now, we're riding good together, and
well, you can see the benefits of it this evening, can't you? Scott's ridden brilliantly, and you've after your first ride, you've bounced back with 2 great wins.
Yeah, we're both riding good at the moment, so hopefully if we can keep going like that the rest of the season, we can be up there for league contenders.
Wonderful.
All right, well, look. In
here with Jason Lyons going on the inside in white. Magnus Zetterstrom, who comes in as a reserve replacement for Poole. Referee Barrett on the green light. Starley Martin goes away. Up down the table they fly. And on the inside in white there, it's Jason Lyons, picks it up. But look at the speed of the man in red. But he now links back because Jason Lyons comes through again. Lyons is holding it out. Oh, at the middle there. Zetterstrom almost brought off by his teammate Scott Nichols. But Nichols is away, putting the pressure on Jason Lyons. Lyons stretches it down the back straight. Nichols in pursuit. Back in third place is Andy Andy Smith, the tactical substitute. Tail up at the back now is Zetterstrom at the halfway stage. Lyons doing well.
Yeah, this is a better race for Belle Vue. We've got Jason Lyons there in front. Scott Nichols is having a real go there, but I think he's given up the challenge. There's a bit of grip coming into that bottom bend. He missed the turn, missed his opportunity to catch Jason Lyons, but Andy Smith there's also in third place. So this could be a 4-2 now for Belle Vue.
Well, it may be a 4-2, but it's only going to be the second individual heat winner for the visitors so far tonight, because only Andy Smith has won so far. But with the checkered flag beckoning there in the red-white helmet colours, Jason Lyons takes it exactly as he'd hoped. Second in red there is Scott Nichols, and third in yellow and black is Andy Smith. And that provides a 4-2 in favour of the visitors. The first heat advantage they've had since Grand Prix man Jimmy Nielsen goes from gate 3, and Gary Havelock riding a second bike goes from the outside. That's the Poole captain. Bell going to be important to decide the bonus point on aggregate. This is heat number 10. Our starting marshal walks away. The tapes fly up. Away they go now. Line abreast for the Bell. The home men pick them up. And look at Gary Havelock's speed as he goes wide round that bend. Stretches the lead. Lee Richardson in pursuit. And this is almost a walkover for the Poole men here. They've come out refreshed. They've come out fast. They know exactly what they're doing. And this could really trump the aces, PC.
Yeah, if it stays like this is bad for Belle Vue. Jimmy Nielsen's not going quick enough. He doesn't overtake as well as he makes starts. It looks as though he's settling for third place, and this is bad news for Belle Vue.
Wait till we see the replay, because Gary Havelock was like jet propulsion round that first bend, and since then he hasn't even bothered to look back. Trailing at the rear there, Jason Hawks, the reserve. With a lap to go, that's Gary Havelock, the former world champion, the captain of the Poole Pirates, down the back straight. Half a lap to go. He even extends that lead even further. Gary Havelock takes this one in front of Lee Richardson. The fans are delighted with that 5-1. It means that 36-24, a 12-point lead is the margin.
For that, I hear you changed bikes before that one. Is that what happened? Is that what made the difference?
Yeah, as I said before, I've been missing the start first 2 rides. Made terrible starts. So I was in a bit of a dilemma because the bike was working good around the track. It just wasn't coming off the start.
Well, we can take a look at the start on here and look how good you come off here. How about that?
Yeah, it made a big difference.
Your bike just actually leapt forward.
Yeah.
You needed to make a good one there with Jimmy underneath you.
Especially a fight. Like I say, it was the difference between night and day really. The bike was just pulling so hard, and off the start it was just great.
Same setup or just a different setup in the engine?
It's just a slightly different setup. It's a little bit low compression, and just been my engine tuner Peter Johns today. We did a little bit of fiddling with the cam, and you know, he's doing a real good job on the stuff, and thank him.
Yeah, it looked like it worked there brilliantly.
Must be happy with the lads' performance tonight, because Belle Vue were always going to be a tough matchup, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said, they're a strong team. They're up near the top of the league, but you know, we've got a lot of pride down here at Poole, and you know, we don't like losing. You know, we're a long way behind in the league, but we've got a lot of matches in hand, and we need to start turning them into points. And you know, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
It certainly isn't. Where'd you put your finger on? Because you had a slight sort of mid-season lull though, where you lost a few matches. What went wrong there?
I don't know really. We were on a roll early in the season, then we had a few weeks where riders were away for various meetings, and we had rain-offs, and you know, it just sort of broke the chain up. You know, you need to be riding regular, and you know, as you say, we had a bit of a hiccup, a few little niggles in the camp and that, but last few weeks are really getting it back together, and the Pirates are on fire again.
Oh, that's smashing. I think also with the under-21 out of the way as well.
Sorry?
The under-21 World Championship out of the way.
I
think Scott and Lee were obviously being pulled their attention towards that, and now that's over. You can see their performances.
I mean, they were trying to outdo each other really, and now they're just riding as a team again.
Sure, and that's going to benefit you, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we'll let you get back to the pits. The 2-minute clock started off.
On the inside for Poole, Andy Smith for Belle Vue, gate 2. Magnus Zetterstrom for Poole goes from gate 3. Ronnie Corrie, the Belle Vue captain, on the outside. Can the aces produce one here? 5-1 is what they want. Nothing less than a heat advantage. 4-2 will be of any use to me.
He certainly would, Tony.
Here we go then. This is heat number 11. Mark Laram looks across at the tapes on the inside. Away they go. This time Laram does make it. This time Laram gets to the front. This time Laram leads down the back straight, and now the race is on, because coming through into second place is Magnus Zetterstrom, his teammate and partner. There's going to be more dancing here, because the Belle Vue aces are going to be well and truly eclipsed if it stays like this, because Mark Laram made it from gate 1, shot round the first bend, extended his lead down the back straight, and now it's walkover time for the home team, the Poole Pirates. In second place, Zetterstrom. Third in white, that is Ronnie Corrie. Right to the back is Andy Smith. This is easy for the Pirates, Peter.
Yeah, Mark Laram's doing everything that's expected of him and more besides. He's riding so well around the outside, but Magnus Zetterstrom's done really well to get into that second place, but Belle Vue now are struggling at the back with Ronnie Corrie and Andy Smith.
Well, certainly it's consolation places only, because the Poole Pirates are going to take this one 5-1. That lead's extended to 16. The wheelie from Mark Laram greets the checkered flag. It's Ronnie Corrie in third place. It's a 5-1 to the home team. They now lead 41-25. Victory virtually certain. Another 5-1 as the crowd show us. And Mark Laram, with 3 heat victories in a row, has provided the 9th heat winner for his team out of 11 heats. The pairing producing just the goods they wanted there. And Mark Laram in prime form as they approach the Grand Prix. The wheelies greet the fans. Zorro Zetterstrom is the man in blue. Mark.
A couple of steps. We want to see some. Come on.
Yeah, first of all, you need to bring your hand deep down there.
And deep down, right?
Deep
We got
down,
that.
deep down. Upwards.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
You've got to get the hip. You know, obviously, there's a bit of a thing on my hip there as well, the end.
But then also you need to still keep the gas on. So you need to...
Well, we'll be looking for that at Eastbourne. All right, Kelvin.
Okay.
Magnus, great night. Fans are loving it.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good night for both me and the team. And like I said here before, the last time he was down here, the bike is perfect set up for just this track. So I feel really happy now.
You really meant business coming out the first corner there. You know, you're charged by Ronnie Corrie there.
That's right. That's the kind of thing you can do when you get the spirit up and you feel really comfortable on the bike. When you feel bad, that's the time you shut off. So let's feel good.
Yeah, nice to be. Must be nice to be in a winning team like this.
That's right. We haven't won yet. It's still a few heats to go, but I think we can make it.
Sure.
Am I right in saying you're in the next heat as well?
Yeah, that's
well, you
right.
better get off to it
then. Thank you very much.
Hurry up. All right.
Good ride.
The lineup. Scott Nicholls goes in red on the inside for Poole. Remember, Scott Nicholls already 2 heat wins to his name. Kevin Doolan, without a point so far, goes from gate 2 for Belle Vue. Magnus Zetterstrom, as I say, for his 5th ride, including a heat victory and 2 second places, goes from gate 3. Jimmy Nielsen disappointing on the night 2. This is heat number 12. Starting last minutes away and up they go. Oh, a wobble at the start there. But look at that, because coming wide in red is Scott Nicholls. He takes Jimmy Nielsen straight into the fence, and Jimmy Nielsen has lost interest in this one. Some hard riding by Scott Nicholls, but he picks it up out front. In second place, his teammate and partner Magnus Zetterstrom. Kevin Doolan is in third place. Jimmy Nielsen coasting round, half a lap behind. A hard first bend there from Scott Nicholls, Peter.
Yeah, Jimmy Nielsen struggling with that thumb. He really had problems on the first turn. He made the start, but Scott Nicholls was there and took Jimmy wide. Jimmy basically threw in the towel on the first turn. No answer to Scott Nicholls. He's flying in this race. He's having a fantastic season here for Poole, and I rate him very, very strongly.
The home side as they go
in there with him.
The home side as they go to the final lap, certain of a 5-1, it seems. Certain of victory, this will make it for the home team, the Poole Pirates. Jimmy Nielsen is almost flat. The checkered flag is going to be taken by Scott Nicholls with the wheelie. In second place, we're going to get more dancing from Zorro Zetterstrom. Kevin Doolan coasts in for the third position here, and that is another 5-1, which takes it 46-26, a 20-point margin with 3 heats to go, and Scott Nicholls has provided his 3rd heat victory of the night. The cheers for the Poole fans have provided them with another 5-1, and really now the Pirates are literally, here go the wheelies, Scott Nicholls, and look at Magnus Zetterstrom. We can't see him on camera at the moment, but he, I can tell you, was standing on his saddle coming down that straight. The fans are loving the act here. It is a marvellous night for the Poole Pirates. And look at this, we've got a little bit of a punch-up going on here. Jimmy Nielsen, it is there, who's absolutely furious there. He's being held off by Jason Hawkes. And here comes here comes the man in red, Scott Nicholls. And that is what it's all about, because Jimmy Nielsen, I think on that first bend, thought there was some unfair and he thinks dangerous riding by Scott Nicholls. And Jimmy Nielsen, the Swede, currently high up in the Grand Prix standings, was absolutely furious about that. And certainly, well, the Belle Vue Aces are not having a great night. Their captain, Ronnie Corrie, there is their team manager, John Hall. He's got to have something to say. And I think we can have a look at that again. This is how it happened from the start.
Yeah, this is the gate. That's Jimmy on the outside. Jimmy makes the start, or he thinks he's made the start, but when he gets to the turn, Scott Nichols is there, takes Jimmy's front wheel away. Jimmy runs off into the fence, but really, to be honest, Jimmy was in the wrong place at the wrong time. You couldn't blame Scott Nichols for that incident. Jimmy is struggling with this problem he's got with his thumb. He feels very, very sore, very disappointed, but that was, it wasn't Scott Nichols' fault.
Well, Jimmy Nielsen will explain his version.
Yeah, Jimmy's here with us now, and obviously, Jimmy, you're not happy. What happened?
I just felt it was a bit too harsh on me, you know. He was already had the inside line. I was never going to run into him. He just took me all the way up, and he put his back wheel straight in my handlebars. I could never turn the bike even.
Let's have a look at it.
He was never going to give me no room at all, you know. He had the inside line before anyway. I was dead and buried, but he just took me straight out there. He ran straight into me, and I couldn't even turn. I had his back wheel in my handlebars, in my hand.
Right. So you
I felt it was a bit harsh, you know.
Sure.
There was no need for it. He was already on the inside. He was already done it.
Oh. So you just
I felt
frustration.
Yeah.
Needed to let him know.
Exactly.
Right. The trouble is one of those nights when you're not feeling 100%.
Exactly.
You know, and you're getting knocked around. And
exactly.
You feel a bit vulnerable.
Wrong place at wrong time, you know, and I just need to get it out.
Okay, so you feel like it was the frustration you needed to sort of get it off your chest
you know
a
what
bit.
It's like.
I do.
Get pushed around in a sand pit, you know.
Oh.
Yep.
But I felt it was a bit harsh, but never mind.
That's racing.
That's Speedway for you.
That is Speedway. How's the hand held up anyway?
Yeah, it's all right. It's track a bit rough for me tonight. I'm not struggling, but that's life.
All right.
All right.
We'll let you get back to the pits,
okay.
but
I think he's feeling. You know, I just think he's feeling that he's under pressure. I think Belle Vue are expecting a lot. He's got an injury and he's not quite performing. And I think a lot of little things are building up.
That's not the best way to look after your thumb, though, when it's hurt, though, is it?
No, you'd forgotten about his thumb at that point, I think. But
Jimmy Nielsen, never one to hold back. And changing the guard somewhat, Scott Nichols is coming up. And Jimmy Nielsen, perhaps.
Side is Ronnie Corrie, the Belle Vue captain. Gary Havelock, the Poole captain, goes from gate 2. Jason Lyons, the inform and out gate 2. Gate 3 in yellow is Jason Lyons. On the outside in blue is Mark Laram. Away they go. Laram's at the back. Laram's got work to do. Safe and sure with the Grand Prix beckoning, but look at that out front in white. Ronnie Corrie. In second place is Gary Havelock. The American Ronnie Corrie is showing his worth here. Laram is now going to have to battle through the field and probably will do so because he has the skill to come from the back, but Corrie stretches the lead in second place ahead of Gary Havelock. Third in yellow is Jason Lyons. The Ram at the back, and that's unusual. Will he be satisfied with that? Perhaps it's better than to take any risks with 2 laps gone. 3 of them in front. The Ram is waiting. Can the Ram pull through? But certainly the man going well is Ronnie Corrie.
Oh, what a fantastic race here. Mark Laram's trying everything, but the guy there that's been really doing the hard work is Jason Lyons. Now he's coming under pressure from Laram.
With a lap to go, the showboating is coming out because down the back straight goes Ronnie Corrie. In pursuit is Gary Havelock. Laram's trying to come through. Havelock's mounting a challenge, and just on the line in white, it's won by the rider in white. Ronnie Corrie ahead of Gary Havelock in red. In third place in blue there was Mark Laram battling through. A share of the points to make it 49-29. A sensational speedway race and 4 international top quality riders contesting it from the start.
Oh, Tony, you'd go a long, long way to see a better race than this. Absolutely brilliant there. On the inside, Ronnie Corrie makes the start. Now he is going to control the whole of this race, but look at Gary Havelock round the outside. Gary's got a great run round there, but Ronnie shuts the gate. Jason Lyons is hanging on in there on the inside. We can see the start again. That's Jason Lyons. He makes a good start there with his Belle Vue mate, Ronnie Corrie, already into the turn and leading round the first corner. Gary Havelock's out in the grip, going real wide there. He knows that's where the overtaking line is. We can see this one again. Now Ronnie Corrie's holding that lead there, but on the inside, Gary Havelock's going right round the inside, but Jason Lyons is covering that third spot as well from Mark Laram. But Ronnie Corrie is doing an absolutely great job to hold on to this win, and it's a fantastic ride for Ronnie Corrie.
And Ronnie Corrie, the Belle Vue captain, and one of only 3 heat winners, individual heat winners for Belle Vue tonight, is in our studio with Kelvin and Jonathan.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. You may be losing, but I tell you what, you put in perhaps the heat of the night there, all of you. Great ride by you.
Well, I've just been having a lot of problems. The other bike's been riding really well. It's coming out of the gates good, but I'm just having problems getting drive out of it. It just seems when it hits the power band, just don't want to go forward for some reason. So I thought, let's try the other bike.
Sure, it seemed to be working then,
And,
because that was one hell of a heat going on there. There was people swapping and changing all the time. And,
well, with those two guys, you got to use the whole track, don't you?
Yeah. But tonight, you know, you've been up against it tonight. Belle Vue was sort of hanging right in there up till about heat 6, and then you seem to have a couple of things go against you. The incident with Scott Nichols and Jimmy, and Jason was in front and broke down.
Well, we had a few. I mean, I think we've lost a couple doing Lafell once, and then you know, Jimmy's distance when they crossed the gate, that was a point there. Jason blown up a couple times. I mean, he's lost 4 points tonight. So I mean, we've really thrown away about, you know, about 6 points we've thrown away, really. So it hasn't helped us on the night, isn't it, really? And they're going quite well tonight, so things ain't really going our way at the moment.
Putting tonight aside...
The centre strong. Kai Laukkanen for Belle Vue, a key man, goes from gate 2. He has to get in the lead and hold Jason Lance. Our referee looks down Barry Richards. Away they go, a quick start. Lance has work to do. Laukkanen's taken one-man ride. Laukkanen's now hit the front. Laukkanen will now have to hold them up as Lance will try to come through from the back. Laukkanen has done his job in front. He's going wide. He's got to get in tight and hold them up. Oh, Laukkanen suffered engine failure now. And he's gone out, so Lance has to battle on his own. It's all gone so horribly wrong for Belle Vue tonight, but still Jason Lance is battering. Zetterstrom in front, in second place, brilliant. Lance has made a lot of ground in third place with half the race to go. Still has work to do.
Yeah, the Poole boys are just about holding off. Jason Lyons is having a late rush here now. He's trying to get round the outside of Buryan. He's totally locked it up, lost all his speed. 2 laps to go, but is it all over?
Well, as we go to the final lap with Jason Lance locking up, it's abject disappointment for the visitors from Belle Vue, because Magnus Zetterstrom will be doing his dance again ahead of his teammate and partner Matt Boyan. Jason Lyons in third place gets just 2 points. Arthur Ram goes from gate 2, Jason Lance goes from gate 3, and Scott Nichols gate 4. This is heat 15, away they go. On the inside, Ronnie Corrie picks it up, and here comes the man in red, Mark Ram with the challenge. It's Corrie from the Ram. In third place it's Lyons. At the back it's Scott Nichols. They're just about to complete one lap. This promises to be a great race. There's one lap gone. Corrie picks it up. The Ram's in pursuit. Back in third place in yellow is Jason Lyons. At the rear is Scott Nichols, so they haven't given up even with 15 heats.
No, Mark Laram's got so much speed. Just look at him trying to weave his way in and out of the Belle Vue boys there, and he's gone past Ronnie Corrie.
Look at the brilliance of Mark Laram, but Ronnie Corrie is coming back. We want to see some of this from Mark Laram in Bidgosh. I just wonder if he can produce a shot to win his second Grand Prix of the season. Halfway through this race, Mark Laram out front ahead of Ronnie Corrie. Jason Lyons in third place for a sprint of the points. Tailed off at the back is Scott Nichols. That's surprising after his efforts tonight. Scott Nichols 3, but look at that. Ronnie Corrie has packed up. That epitomises the ill luck tonight of the Belle Vue Aces. Again, ill luck for the American, but down the back straight with a lap and a half to go. Mark Laram will remember this night as the prelude to the Bidgosh Grand Prix as they go into the final lap. The Ram in red heads down the back straight to complete a marvellous night for the Poole Pirates. In the red helmet colours, he's going to take this with some comfort. In second place in yellow is Jason Lyons. Third in blue is Scott Nichols. But a tremendous night speedway sees that man, Mark Laram, take the checkered flag for the 4th time of the night. The crowd, whatever age they are delighted. Mark Laram will sleep well on the long journey to Bidgosh by sea and land tonight. What a great ride.
Oh, fantastic ride from Mark Laram. What a ride. He weaved his way through the opposition there. He was in some real tight situations. He managed to carry that right through to the lead, weaving his way.